The email notification pinged at exactly 3:47 p.m. on a Tuesday that changed everything. Congratulations, Avery. You've been promoted to Senior Director of Financial Operations, effective immediately. I stared at my laptop screen in the cramped coffee shop where I'd been stress eating a stale blueberry muffin for the past hour. 6 years. 6 years of 60-hour weeks, missed birthdays, canceled dates, and saying no to every fun thing my friends invited me to. All for this moment. My name is Avery, and I'm 29 years old. I work in corporate finance, which means I spend my days making rich people richer while living off ramen and the occasional splurge at Target. But this promotion? This was my ticket out of paycheck to paycheck anxiety and into actual financial security. I called my mom immediately. Caroline Harrison speaking. She always answered like she was running a business instead of sitting in her pajamas watching daytime TV. Mom, I got it. The promotion. Silence. Then, oh, honey, that's wonderful. Listen, can you come over? I really need to talk to you about something important. The drive to her apartment took 20 minutes, but I spent the entire time buzzing with excitement. Maybe she'd actually be proud of me for once. Maybe we'd celebrate together. Maybe she'd finally see me as more than just the responsible daughter who fixed everyone else's problems. I knocked twice before she opened the door. Caroline looked terrible, dark circles under her eyes, unwashed hair pulled into a messy bun, wearing the same floral robe she'd had since I was in high school. Come in, sweetheart. Sit down. Her living room was cluttered with medical bills scattered across the coffee table like confetti from hell, envelopes marked "Final Notice" in angry red letters, a calculator with numbers that made my stomach drop. Mom, what is all this? She sank into her chair and started crying. Not the delicate tears she used when she wanted sympathy, real ugly sobs that shook her whole body. The surgery last year, the complications, the second surgery, insurance covered some of it, but she gestured helplessly at the papers. $48,000, Avery. They're threatening to garnish my wages. Gus says they might put a lien on the apartment. Gus, her boyfriend of 2 years, who somehow always had money for golf, but never for groceries. Mom, why didn't you tell me sooner? Because you were working so hard and I didn't want to burden you, and I kept thinking I could figure it out myself, but... She looked up at me with desperate eyes. You just got promoted, right? You'll be making more money now? The question hung in the air like smoke. I looked at those bills, at my mother's tear-stained face, at the woman who'd raised me and my sister Mallory after Dad died when I was 16. How much do you need? All of it. The whole $48,000. I know it's a lot, but you're the only one who can help me. Mallory's still trying to get her art career off the ground, and I pulled out my phone and opened my banking app. My savings account showed $52,847.23. 4 years of living like a monk, eating peanut butter sandwiches for dinner, driving a car held together with duct tape and prayer. I can transfer it right now. Really? Her face lit up like Christmas morning. Oh, Avery, you're a miracle. You're my miracle daughter. I don't know what I'd do without you. She hugged me then, really hugged me, and for the first time in years, I felt like I mattered to her, like I was more than just a safety net or a backup plan. I transferred the money while she watched over my shoulder, both of us staring at my account balance as it dropped to $4,047.23. I'll pay you back, she said. But we both knew she wouldn't. We both knew this was just what I did. I fixed things. I paid for things. I made problems disappear. Don't worry about it, Mom. Family takes care of family, right? She squeezed my hand. I always knew you'd pay everything off eventually. You're just that kind of person. Something about the way she said it felt strange, but I was too exhausted to analyze it. I'd just given away my entire financial cushion, but seeing her relief made it worth it. 2 weeks later, I was scrolling through Instagram during my lunch break when I saw it. Mallory's latest post, A photo of her beaming next to a brand new white Lexus with a giant red bow on the hood. The caption read, "Thanks to Mom for the amazing surprise. Best early birthday gift ever. Shah blessed Shah new car, Shah Mom's love." I stared at the screen until my eyes burned. $48,000. I drove to my mother's apartment at 7 a.m. the next morning. No phone call, no warning. I used my spare key and walked straight into her kitchen where she was making coffee in that same ratty robe. "Avery, what are you doing here so early?" I held up my phone with Mallory's Instagram post still open. "Explain this." Caroline glanced at the screen and shrugged. "Oh, that. Isn't it lovely? Mallory's been having such a hard time lately with her art not selling, and she needed reliable transportation for her freelance jobs. With what money? Well, I had some savings set aside and—" "Mom," my voice came out flat and cold. "I transferred you $48,000 2 weeks ago, every penny of my savings. And now Mallory has a brand new Lexus." Caroline's face shifted into that familiar expression I'd seen 1,000 times growing up. The look she got when she was about to make me feel guilty for questioning her. "Avery, honey, you're being dramatic. The car was only $35,000, and I got a good deal because Gus knows someone at the dealership. The rest went to the medical bills, just like I said." "Show me the receipts." "Excuse me? The hospital payments, the receipts. Show me proof that my money went to your medical debt?" She turned back to her coffee maker, suddenly very interested in adding cream. "I don't need to prove anything to you. You gave me that money as a gift to help your family." "I gave you that money to pay off your hospital bills, not to buy Mallory a luxury car." "Mallory needed help. She's struggling, Avery. Not everyone can be successful like you. Some of us have to help the ones who need it most." I felt something snap inside my chest. What about when I needed help? What about when I was working 3 jobs in college while Mallory got her tuition paid for? What about when I ate ramen for 6 months to save up for my security deposit while you sent her to Europe for that art program? That's different. You've always been independent. You don't need— I needed a mother who didn't treat me like an ATM. Caroline slammed her coffee mug down on the counter. "How dare you speak to me like that? After everything I've done for you, I raised you and your sister alone after your father died. I sacrificed everything." "You sacrificed nothing. I've been paying for Mallory's mistakes since I was 18. Her credit card debt, her rent when she quit that gallery job, her car repairs, her—" "She's your sister, and I'm your daughter. But apparently that only matters when you need money." Caroline's eyes filled with crocodile tears. "I can't believe you're being so selfish, so ungrateful. I thought you understood what family means." I pulled out my phone and started scrolling through my banking app. "You want to talk about family? Let's talk numbers. In the past 5 years, I've given you and Mallory over $60,000. $60,000. And what have I gotten back? Not even a thank you card. We've thanked you. When? When have either of you ever thanked me for anything? When have you ever asked how I'm doing or if I need help or if I'm okay?" She stared at me like I'd grown a second head. "You don't need help. You have a good job. You're successful." I ate peanut butter sandwiches for dinner for 4 years to save that money. I drove a car with no air conditioning through 2 summers because I couldn't afford to fix it. I haven't bought new clothes in 18 months. But sure, I don't need help. Caroline crossed her arms. "Well, what's done is done. I can't exactly return the car now." "Actually, you can. I looked it up. The car is registered in my name." Her face went white. "What?" "The car loan. It's in my name, isn't it? Because Mallory's credit is trash and you don't have any income. You used my credit to buy her that car." That's just a technicality. For the financing." I smiled for the first time in weeks. "If it's in my name, that means I own it, which means I can take it back." "Avery, you wouldn't— Watch me." I headed for the door, but Caroline grabbed my arm. "Please don't do this. Mallory loves that car. It's the first nice thing she's ever had. It's the first nice thing I ever bought her, with my money that you stole. I didn't steal anything. You gave me that money to pay your medical bills, not to play favorites with your daughters. Caroline's mask finally slipped completely. Fine, yes, I used some of your money for the car, but Mallory deserves nice things too. She's been through so much, and you'll be fine. You always land on your feet. I stared at her. There it is, the truth. What truth? You never saw me as your daughter. You saw me as Mallory's sponsor. I walked out and didn't look back. The DMV opened at 8 a.m. sharp. I was there at 7:45, first in line with a folder full of documents. I need to update the registration on this vehicle, I told the clerk, sliding the paperwork across the counter. Remove all other authorized users. She looked at the loan documents, the insurance papers, the registration. Everything was in my name, my credit, my responsibility, my car. Any particular reason for the change? Family dispute. She stamped the new registration 20 minutes later. The white Lexus was now 100% mine, legally and completely. Next stop, reliable towing on 5th Street. I need a car picked up, I told the guy behind the bulletproof glass. It's at 1247 Maple Grove Apartments, Unit 3B, white Lexus, license plate. I read off the number from Mallory's Instagram post. You got the title? I slid the pink slip through the slot. When do you want it done? Tomorrow morning. Early, like 6 a.m. early. Cash up front, $200. I paid without hesitation. My phone started buzzing at 6:23 a.m. the next day, text after text flooding in. Mallory, what the hell, Avery? Mallory, where is my car? Mallory, you can't just steal someone's car. Caroline, Avery, call me right now. This is insane. Caroline, how could you do this to your sister? Mallory, I'm calling the police. Caroline, we need to talk. This has gone too far. I let them blow up my phone for 3 hours while I sat in my office, drinking coffee and actually getting work done for the first time in weeks. Around 9:30, I opened our family group chat, the one Caroline had created years ago called My Girls, and typed a single message. Check your facts before you call the police. Then I sent a photo of the car title with my name highlighted in yellow, followed by a screenshot of the loan documents. You bought her nothing. I did. The chat went silent for exactly 4 minutes. Then Mallory called me directly. Avery, please, I didn't know... You didn't know what? That I paid for it? Mom said she had savings. Mom lied. Like she always does. But I need that car for work. I have 3 freelance gigs this week and... Should have thought about that before you posted it on Instagram like you won the lottery. I was just excited. I've never had anything nice before. Neither have I, Mallory, but I worked for it instead of waiting for someone else to hand it to me. She started crying. This isn't fair. You're being cruel. What's cruel is watching your sister drain her savings to help your mother, then finding out that money bought you a luxury car. I'll pay you back. With what money? You haven't paid me back for anything else. The line went quiet except for her sniffling. Where's my car, Avery? My car is in a secure lot, where it's staying. I hung up. By noon, Mallory had posted a TikTok video. Someone sent me the link. She was sitting in her apartment, makeup smeared, holding a tissue box. So my older sister literally stole my car this morning, she said to the camera. Like, had it towed while I was sleeping? This is the same sister who makes 6 figures and lives in a nice apartment, but she couldn't stand seeing me have one nice thing. The video already had 50,000 views and hundreds of comments calling me a psycho, a narcissist, an abusive sister. She's always been jealous of me, Mallory continued, ever since we were kids, and now she's using her money to control and manipulate our family. I don't even know who she is anymore. Caroline had shared the video on Facebook with the caption, "Heartbroken watching my youngest daughter go through this. Some people let success change them." My phone rang. Jude's name on the screen. Jesus Christ, Avery. I just saw Mallory's TikTok. What the hell is going on? Jude and I had dated for 2 years in college, stayed friends after we broke up. He worked in real estate now, knew about contracts and legal stuff. I took back the car I paid for. Apparently that makes me a monster. Wait, you paid for her car? $48,000. Every penny of my savings. Mom said it was for medical bills. And it wasn't? 35 went to the Lexus. The rest? I don't even know where it went. Holy shit. Do you have documentation? Bank transfers, loan papers, registration, everything. Avery, if they're posting stuff online calling you abusive, you need to protect yourself. Can you prove the money trail? Every transaction. Good, because this could get ugly fast. How many people are seeing that video? I refresh the page. 87,000 views now. Damn. Look, I know some things about asset recovery and family disputes. Want to grab coffee? I think you're going to need help with this. Why would you help me? Because I know you, and I know you wouldn't do this unless they really screwed you over. I looked at my phone again. The comments on Mallory's video were getting worse. People were calling me every name in the book. Someone had even found my LinkedIn profile and was leaving nasty reviews on my company's page. Coffee sounds good. One more thing, Avery. That car, you planning to keep it? I haven't decided yet. Well, decide fast. Because if this goes viral, you're going to need a strategy that makes you look like the victim, not the villain. I hung up and stared at Mallory's TikTok again. The view count kept climbing. They wanted to play this game in public? Fine. I had receipts. Jude was already at our usual coffee shop when I arrived. A stack of papers spread across the table and his laptop open. Okay, show me everything, he said without preamble. I pulled out my folder and started laying out documents. Bank statements, transfer receipts, screenshots of text messages, the car loan paperwork, insurance documents. Jude whistled low. This is thorough. You always were organized. He picked up the bank transfer receipt. $48,000 to your mom's account on March 15th. Car purchased March 18th for $35,000. Where did the other 13 grand go? That's what I want to know. He pulled up something on his laptop. I did some digging on your mom's boyfriend, Gus, right? Guy's got some interesting financial history. What kind of interesting? 3 bankruptcies in the past decade, currently owes back taxes to the IRS. And get this, he's listed as a co-signer on your mom's apartment lease as of last month. So $13,000 is exactly what someone would need for first month, last month, security deposit, and moving costs on a place like that. I stared at him. You think they moved in together using my money? I think your mom's medical debt story was bullshit from day one. He turned his laptop toward me. Look at this. The screen showed a public records search. Caroline's medical bills from last year, the ones she'd shown me scattered across her coffee table, had been settled through insurance and a hospital payment plan 6 months ago. She already paid them off? Yep, monthly payments of $400 automatically deducted from her checking account. Started in September, finished in February, 3 weeks before she asked you for money. My hands started shaking. She lied about everything. Gets worse. I pulled the car dealership records. I know a guy there. The Lexus wasn't bought with cash. It was financed, but the down payment was exactly $13,000. Your mom and Gus put down your money, then stuck you with the monthly payments. I'm paying for a car I didn't know I was buying, for a sister who thinks I stole it from her, while your mom and her boyfriend used the rest of your money to play house. Jude leaned back in his chair. Avery, this isn't just favoritism, this is fraud. My phone buzzed. Another text from Caroline. Caroline. People are calling me at work about Mallory's video. You're embarrassing our entire family. I showed Jude the message. She's worried about being embarrassed? He laughed bitterly. Wait until people find out she scammed her own daughter. What do you think I should do? Depends. How public do you want to get? I pulled up Mallory's TikTok again. The view count was over 200,000 now. The comments were brutal. She made it public first. Then let's give the people what they want. The truth. Jude started typing on his laptop. I'm thinking a detailed Reddit post, AI to format. Let the internet decide who the real villain is. You think that'll work? Honey, you've got documentation that would make a forensic accountant weep with joy. Bank records, loan papers, medical payment history, text message screenshots. This isn't he said, she said. This is mathematical proof that your family screwed you over. My phone rang. Mallory again. Don't answer it, Jude said. Let her leave a voicemail. More evidence. The voicemail notification popped up 30 seconds later. I put it on speaker. Avery, please call me back. Mum's crying, Gus is furious, and people are sending me horrible messages because of your stupid car thing. Just give me back my car and we can forget this whole thing happened. I promise I'll pay you back somehow. Please don't ruin our family over money. Jude raised an eyebrow. Pay you back somehow? For a car she didn't know she didn't pay for? She knew. She had to know. Course she knew. Nobody gets surprised with a $35,000 car and doesn't ask questions. Another text from Caroline. Gus says you're being vindictive and childish. This needs to stop. I showed Jude. Oh, Gus has opinions now? The guy who helped spend your money? Jude cracked his knuckles. You know what? Forget Reddit. Let's go nuclear. What do you mean? I mean, let's file a complaint with the DMV about fraudulent vehicle registration. Let's report the financial fraud to your bank. Let's make this official. That seems extreme. Avery, they stole $50,000 from you and then tried to make you look like the bad guy on social media. Extreme is what they deserve. My phone buzzed with a notification. Someone had found my work email and sent me a message calling me a psychotic sister and demanding I give Mallory her car back. They're contacting my job now. Jude's expression darkened. That crosses a line. Now it's affecting your career. So what do? We document everything, every message, every comment, every threat. Then we show the world exactly who your family really is. He pulled out his phone. But first, I think we need to have a conversation with Gus, man to man. Why? Because something tells me your mom isn't the mastermind here, and if Gus is the one pulling the strings, he's about to find out what happens when you mess with the wrong person's money. Jude's smile was sharp and cold. Trust me, Avery, by the time we're done, Mallory's TikTok is going to look like a children's bedtime story. I spent the next 3 hours crafting the most detailed Reddit post of my life, A to format, just like Jude suggested, with every receipt uploaded to Imgur. AET for taking back the car I unknowingly bought for my sister. Posted in R. Amith Asshole. The post was a masterpiece of documentation, bank transfers with timestamps, screenshots of Caroline's desperate texts about medical bills, photos of the hospital payment records showing the debt was already settled, the car loan papers with my name, Mallory's Instagram post bragging about her gift. I hit submit at 2:47 p.m. By 4 p.m. it had 500 upvotes and 200 comments, all variations of NTA, your family is toxic. By 6 p.m., someone had cross-posted it to R raised by narcissists and R entitled parents. By 8 p.m., Mallory had deleted her TikTok. My phone rang, Caroline, obviously. Avery, what have you done? I told the truth. People are calling me a narcissist. They're saying I'm a terrible mother. Are you? How can you ask me that? I raised you. I sacrificed everything for you and your sister. You sacrificed my money for your boyfriend's rent deposit. Silence. It's not that simple. It's exactly that simple. You lied about medical debt to steal my savings. I didn't steal anything. You gave me that money. Under false pretenses. That's called fraud, Mom. She started crying. I can't believe you're doing this to me, to our family. I'm not doing anything to our family. I'm exposing what our family really is. I hung up and immediately got a text from Mallory. Delete that post right now. Then another. You're ruining Mom's life. Then, everyone at work is asking her about it. Good. Jude called around 9 p.m. Holy shit, Avery. Your post is trending on Twitter now. Someone screenshot it and it's got like 50,000 retweets. Is that good or bad? For you, good. For them, very, very bad. I've been monitoring the comments and it's like 95% people calling your mom and sister out. A few people are even sharing their own similar stories. What about the car? That's what I'm calling about. I think you should donate it. What? Hear me out. You don't want the car. You just wanted to make a point. But if you keep it, people might think this was about greed. If you donate it to charity, you look like a saint who only cared about justice. That's actually brilliant. I know a nonprofit that helps domestic abuse survivors get back on their feet. They have a program where they give cars to women who need transportation to escape bad situations. It would be perfect. Do it. Really? Yeah. Set it up. I want it done in my father's name. Your dad? He always said family should lift each other up, not tear each other down. He'd hate what they did to me. I'll make the calls tomorrow. The next morning, I woke up to 47 missed calls and 183 text messages. The Reddit post had exploded overnight. 15,000 upvotes, 2,000 comments, and awards I didn't even know existed. But the most important notification was an email from someone named Sonia Price. Subject: about your father's estate. Avery, I saw your story online and I think we need to talk. I was your father's business partner and the executor of his will. There are some things about your inheritance that your mother never told you. Can you call me? This is urgent. Sonia. I stared at the email. Inheritance? What inheritance? I called the number immediately. Sonia Price speaking. Hi, this is Avery. You emailed me about my father? Oh, honey, yes. I've been trying to reach you for years, but your mother always said you weren't interested in discussing your father's estate. What estate? My dad didn't have any money when he died. Long pause. Avery, your father left you and Mallory each $50,000 in a trust fund. You were supposed to receive yours when you turned 23. My legs gave out. I sat down hard on my kitchen floor. That's impossible. I never got any money. Because your mother told me you declined your inheritance. She had paperwork with your signature saying you wanted your share to go to Mallory instead. I never signed anything like that. Can you meet me today? I think you need to see these documents. Yes, where? My office, 2 p.m. And Avery? Bring a lawyer if you have one. I hung up and immediately called Jude. We have a problem, I said when he answered. What kind of problem? The kind where my mother might have forged my signature to steal my inheritance 6 years ago. Jesus Christ. How much money are we talking about? $50,000. On top of the 48 she already stole from you? Apparently. Jude was quiet for a long moment. Avery, if this is true, your mother didn't just lie to you about medical bills. She's been systematically stealing from you for years. I know. This isn't just family drama anymore. This is serious criminal fraud. I looked at my phone, still buzzing with notifications from the Reddit post. Hundreds of strangers telling me I was right, that my family was toxic, that I deserved better. Good, I said, because I'm done playing nice. Sonia's office was in a converted Victorian house downtown, the kind of place that screamed established family law practice. She was waiting for me in the lobby, a woman in her mid-40s with graying hair and kind eyes that looked tired. Avery, I'm Sonia. Thank you for coming so quickly. She led me to a conference room where manila folders were spread across a mahogany table like evidence at a crime scene. Before we start, I need to apologize. I should have reached out to you directly years ago, but your mother was very convincing. She said you were angry about your father's death and didn't want anything to do with his estate. I was never angry at my dad. I was 16 when he died. I barely understood what an estate was. Sonia opened the first folder. Your father set up trust funds for both you and Mallory when you were children. $50,000 each, to be distributed when you turn 23. Mallory received hers in 2019, right on schedule. She slid a document across the table. Mallory's signature, dated 3 days after her 23rd birthday. Clean, legitimate, notarized. What about mine? Sonia opened the second folder. This is where it gets complicated. The document she showed me had my name typed at the top, but the signature looked wrong. The A in Avery was too loopy, the Y too straight. It looked like someone had tried to copy my handwriting from a birthday card. I supposedly signed this when? According to the paperwork, you came to my office on March 12, 2018, 3 weeks after your 23rd birthday. You allegedly told me you didn't want the money and preferred it go to Mallory since she was struggling more. I've never been to this office before today. I was afraid of that. Sonia pulled out another document. This is the visitor log from that day. The signature here matches the one on the inheritance waiver. Both signatures had the same weird loopy A and straight I. Who brought you this paperwork? Your mother. She said you were too upset to come in person, so she was handling it as your representative. Did you verify it was actually my signature? Sonia looked embarrassed. I should have, but Caroline was so distraught, talking about how you blamed your father for leaving the family in debt, how you wanted nothing to do with his money. And honestly, it's not uncommon for beneficiaries to redirect inheritances to siblings who need help. Except I never said any of that. No, I don't think you did. I stared at the forged signature. So Mallory got $100,000 total, her 50 plus mine? Yes, she used it to pay off student loans and put a down payment on her first apartment. The apartment she lived in for 2 years before moving back in with Mom because she couldn't afford rent. I'm sorry, Avery. I should have insisted on meeting with you directly. My phone started buzzing. Caroline calling again. Don't answer it, Sonia said, not until we figure out your legal options. What are my legal options? Inheritance fraud is a felony. If we can prove your mother forged your signature, she could face criminal charges. Plus, you'd be entitled to the full $50,000 with interest. How much with interest? About $67,000. I did the math. The $48,000 she'd stolen for the car, plus $67,000 from the inheritance. Caroline had cost me over $100,000. There's something else, Sonia continued. I kept copies of all correspondence with your mother about this, including some emails that might interest you. She pulled out printed emails dated from 2018. From Caroline. To Sonia. Subject, Avery's inheritance. Sonia, Avery is being very difficult about this money situation. She keeps saying she deserves her father's money, even though she's doing fine financially. I think she's being greedy. Mallory really needs this help right now. Can we expedite the transfer? From Sonia to Caroline. Subject, Avery's inheritance. Caroline, I really think I should speak with Avery directly before processing this. It's unusual for someone to waive such a large inheritance without meeting with the executor. From Caroline to Sonia. Subject, Avery's inheritance. Trust me, this is what she wants. She told me herself she doesn't want blood money from her father. I'll bring the signed paperwork tomorrow. Blood money? I looked up at Sonia. She told you I called my dad's inheritance blood money? According to her, yes. My father was the most important person in my life. I would never say that. I believe you, and I think a handwriting expert would prove that signature is forged. My phone buzzed with a text from Mallory. Mom says you're trying to cause legal trouble now. This has to stop. Then another from Caroline. Sonia called me. I don't know what lies you're telling people, but this is going too far. I showed Sonia the messages. They know you're here? I called Caroline after you emailed me. I wanted to give her a chance to explain before I involved lawyers. What did she say? She hung up on me, then called back 5 minutes later screaming about how I was destroying the family and making up stories for attention. Sonia gathered the documents. Avery, I think you need to contact the police. This isn't just about money anymore. Your mother has been systematically defrauding you for years. Will they actually do anything? With this much documentation, yes, especially since she's still actively lying about it. I looked at the forged signature again. My name, but not my handwriting. My inheritance, but not my decision. Do it. Set up the police report. Are you sure? Once we file this, there's no going back. Your mother could face serious jail time. She should have thought about that before she decided to steal from her own daughter. Sonia nodded and reached for her phone. I'll call Detective Martinez. He handles white-collar crime. As she dialed, my phone lit up with another call from Caroline. This time I answered, Avery, please, we need to talk. We're done talking, Mom. My lawyer is calling the police right now. Your lawyer? Avery, don't do this. Think about our family. I am thinking about our family. I'm thinking about how you've been stealing from me for 6 years. I never stole anything. That money was meant to help both my daughters. By forging my signature and lying to everyone involved? Silence. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, you do. And now everyone else will too. I hung up and turned off my phone. Detective Martinez can see us in an hour, Sonia said. Are you ready for this? I looked at the pile of evidence on the table. Bank records, forged documents, lying emails, stolen inheritance. I've been ready for 6 years. I just didn't know it yet. The police station smelled like burnt coffee and disinfectant. Detective Martinez was exactly what you'd expect from a white-collar crime investigator. Tired eyes, cheap suit, and the kind of patience that came from dealing with family financial drama all day. So, let me get this straight, he said, spreading our documents across his desk. Your mother told you she needed money for medical bills, but the bills were already paid. Then she used your money to buy your sister a car and move in with her boyfriend. That's just the recent stuff, I said. The inheritance fraud goes back 6 years. He picked up the forged signature document. This is pretty sloppy work. Your mother's not exactly a master criminal. Apparently she didn't need to be. Everyone just believed her. Detective Martinez made notes while Sonia explained the legal timeline. Bank transfers, forged documents, email evidence. It was all there in black and white. We'll need to interview your mother and sister, he said. Can you get them to come in voluntarily? I can try. I turned my phone back on. 17 missed calls from Caroline, 9 from Mallory, 3 from Gus. I called Caroline first. Avery, thank God. We need to fix this before it gets out of hand. It's already out of hand, Mom. I'm at the police station. The police? Avery, no. Please don't do this to our family. Meet me at the downtown station in 1 hour. Bring Mallory and Gus. I'm not bringing anyone anywhere until you tell me what's going on. What's going on is that I have proof you forged my signature to steal my inheritance, and I have proof you lied about your medical bills to steal my savings. The detective wants to hear your side of the story. Long silence. This is insane. You're being manipulated by that lawyer woman. Her name is Sonia, and she was Dad's business partner. You remember Dad, right? The man whose money you stole from his daughter. I never stole anything from you. 1 hour, Mom. Downtown police station. If you don't show up, they'll come find you. I hung up and called Mallory. Avery, what the hell is happening? Mom is freaking out. Did you know about the inheritance? What inheritance? Dad left us each $50,000. You got yours in 2019. I never got mine because Mom forged my signature and gave you my share too. Silence. Mallory? Did you know? I thought you didn't want it. Mom said you were still angry about Dad dying and you wanted me to have it instead. When have I ever been angry at Dad? Never, but Mom said... Mom lied. About everything. The medical bills, the inheritance, all of it. But I already spent that money. I can't give it back. You spent $100,000 in 3 years? Student loans, rent, the security deposit on my apartment, art supplies, that trip to Europe. The trip Mom said she paid for? She did pay for it with the inheritance money. My inheritance money. Another long silence. Mallory, I need you to come to the police station. Now. Am I in trouble? That depends on whether you knew the signature was forged. I didn't. I swear I didn't know. Then come explain that to the detective. An hour later, they all showed up. Caroline looked like she'd aged 5 years in one day. Mallory was crying before she even walked through the door. Gus looked like he wanted to be anywhere else on earth. Detective Martinez led us to a conference room and set up a recording device. This is an informal interview, he said. No one is under arrest, but anything you say can be used in a potential criminal case. Caroline sat up straight. There won't be any criminal case because no crime was committed. Mrs. Caroline, I have documents here showing you forged your daughter's signature to redirect her inheritance. That's a felony. I didn't forge anything. Avery signed those papers herself. When? Where? At Sonia's office in 2018. I've never been to Sonia's office before today, I said. Yes, you have. You came with me. Mom, stop lying. There's a visitor log. I wasn't there. Caroline's face went red. You're confused. It was a very emotional time. I'm not confused. You forged my signature and stole my money. I was protecting our family. You were being selfish and greedy, and Mallory needed help. Detective Martinez leaned forward. So you admit you signed the documents yourself? I signed them on Avery's behalf because she was too upset to handle it herself. That's called forgery, ma'am. Gus finally spoke up. Caroline, maybe we should get a lawyer. We don't need a lawyer because we didn't do anything wrong. Mom, Mallory said quietly, just tell the truth. I am telling the truth. Avery wanted Mallory to have that money. Then why did you lie about the medical bills? I asked. Why did you take $48,000 from me under false pretenses? Those weren't false pretenses. I had expenses. Like a down payment on your boyfriend's apartment? Caroline looked at Gus, then back at me. How did you... I know everything, Mom. The fake medical debt, the car loan in my name, the inheritance fraud, all of it. She started crying then. Real tears, not the manipulative kind. I just wanted to take care of both my daughters. Mallory needed help, and you were doing so well? By stealing from me? I was going to pay you back. When? How? You don't have a job and your boyfriend is broke. Gus stood up. I don't have to listen to this. Actually, you do, Detective Martinez said. Sit down, Mr. Davidson. We're not done. For the next hour, the whole ugly truth came out. The medical bills had been paid months before Caroline asked me for money. She and Gus had planned to use my savings to move in together and buy Mallory a car to keep her happy. The inheritance fraud was just a bonus, extra money they thought I'd never find out about. So, what happens now? Mallory asked. Detective Martinez looked at his notes. That depends on your sister. She's the victim here. If she wants to press charges, we have enough evidence for multiple felony counts. Everyone looked at me. I want my money back, I said. All of it. The $48,000 plus the $67,000 from the inheritance, plus interest. $120,000 total. Avery, we don't have that kind of money, Caroline said. Then you shouldn't have stolen it. What if we can't pay it back? I looked at my mother, the woman who'd raised me, who I'd loved and trusted and sacrificed for, and felt nothing but cold satisfaction. Then you'll go to jail. The settlement meeting happened 3 weeks later in Sonia's conference room. Caroline had hired a lawyer, a tired-looking public defender who kept checking his watch like he had somewhere better to be. My client is prepared to make a full restitution offer, he said, sliding papers across the table. I read the number, $45,000. That's not even half of what she owes me. It's all we can realistically recover, the lawyer said. Mrs. Caroline has agreed to sell her car and liquidate her savings account. Mr. Davidson will contribute his portion of the apartment deposit they used. What about the rest? Caroline spoke up. Avery, please, I don't have anything else. If you push this, I'll lose my job, my apartment, everything. You should have thought about that before you committed felony fraud. I'm your mother. You're a thief who happens to share my DNA. Mallory, who'd been silent until now, cleared her throat. I can pay back some of it. Everyone turned to look at her. I still have about $15,000 in my savings from the inheritance money. I can give that back. Mallory, no, Caroline said. That's your emergency fund. It was never really mine anyway. Mallory looked at me with red-rimmed eyes. I'm sorry, Avery. I should have questioned it when Mom said you didn't want Dad's money. That never made sense. What about the other $85,000 you spent? I can set up a payment plan. Maybe $500 a month? At $500 a month, it would take you 14 years to pay me back. I know, but it's something. I looked around the table, Caroline crying into tissues. Her lawyer looking bored. Mallory genuinely trying to make amends. Sonia watching me with curious eyes. I have a counteroffer. Caroline's lawyer perked up. We're listening. $60,000 cash, today. We just told you we don't have $60,000, then get it. Sell the apartment, liquidate everything. Ask Gus to contribute his share. I don't care how you do it. And if we can't, then I press charges and you go to prison. Your choice. Caroline's lawyer whispered something to her. She nodded frantically. We need 48 hours. You have 24. The next day, Jude called me at work. You're not going to believe this. I just drove past the lot where they towed the Lexus. There's a news van there. What? Channel 7? They're doing a story about your car donation, something about local woman turns family betrayal into charitable giving. How did they find out? Your Reddit post went mega viral. Someone connected it to the car donation, and now it's a feel-good news story. I pulled up the local news website. There it was. Woman donates $35K car to domestic violence shelter after family fraud. The article included quotes from the shelter director, photos of the car, and a brief mention of my family financial dispute that led to the donation. My phone started ringing immediately. Caroline. Avery, there are reporters calling me. They want to know about the car and the money and... Tell them the truth. I can't. It'll ruin my reputation, my job. You should have thought about that before you stole from me. Please, I'm begging you. I'll get you the $60,000. Just make this media attention stop. I can't control the media, Mom. The truth is out there now. That afternoon, Caroline's lawyer called. They had the money. The final meeting was surreal. Caroline handed me a cashier's check for $60,000 with shaking hands. Mallory transferred $15,000 from her account. $75,000 total. Not everything they owed me, but enough to make a point. There's one more thing, I said as they prepared to leave. Caroline looked up hopefully. I'm blocking all of you on everything. Phone, email, social media. Don't contact me. Don't show up at my apartment. Don't try to reach me through friends. Avery, we're still family. No, we're not. Family doesn't steal from each other. Family doesn't lie and manipulate and gaslight each other. You're strangers who happen to share my last name. Mallory started crying again. What if there's an emergency? What if something happens to Mom? Then call 911. Don't call me. I stood up and walked toward the door. Avery, wait. It was Caroline. One last desperate attempt. Your father wouldn't want this. He'd want his family to stick together. I turned back to face her. Dad left me an inheritance because he wanted to take care of me. You stole it because you wanted to control me. Don't you dare use his memory to justify what you did. I walked out of that conference room and didn't look back. The next morning, I woke up to a text from an unknown number. Saw the news story, you're my hero, a fellow scapegoat daughter. Then another, your Reddit post helped me realize my family was financially abusing me too. Thank you. And another, standing up to toxic family takes guts. Proud of you. My phone buzzed with a call from Jude. So how does it feel to be free? I looked around my quiet apartment, at my bank account that finally had money in it again, at my phone that wasn't constantly buzzing with guilt trips and manipulation. Expensive, I said, but worth every penny. Any regrets? I thought about Caroline crying in that conference room, about Mallory's genuine apology, about the family photos I'd thrown away the night before. Just one. What's that? I should have done this 6 years ago. Well, better late than never. What's next for the newly liberated Avery? I smiled, looking out my window at a world that suddenly felt full of possibilities. Whatever I want. And for the first time in my life, I don't have to ask permission. They didn't know who they were messing with when they decided to steal from me. Now neither do I. And that's exactly how I like it.